This week on Trans Tuesday, we're going back to last year. We're going to be looking at the process of egg retrieval that I went through in, I think it was in September, the end of September last year, so 2018. And the big thing is that I was able to stay on testosterone. Up until that point, in all of my research, doctors I've spoken to, people's stories that I've read, if you were on testosterone, then you had to go off testosterone, wait to like have a cycle, and then you could go through the process of egg retrieval. Yeah, I'm not going to take up too much time because it is very long. I walk you through the days leading up to it, and then also the process. We will do like a reflection in a different video just because this is so long. I hope you enjoy it. If you like it, let me know. Please feel free to share your stories of egg retrieval. And yeah, hit that subscribe button and enjoy the show. A little disclaimer before we get into it is this is not any recommendation on dosage, any like medical advice, anything like that. This is just me documenting my process and my journey of egg retrieval. Ow, that was a really good high five. All right, so today is day 1, September 6th, 2018. It is 5:33, and this is going to be my life for the next little while. So I'm going to be doing 2 injections. This is the first one. Is this what they do? Like when they're like, focus, you know, the people that you watch?
Yeah, that's
so one of this, and then I'm just going to cover.
It's the pen.
And this is too big for my hand. But yeah. So we're doing these 2. I'm going to always wash your hands first.
So Thane is getting a hysterectomy in a couple of months. And before that, he wants to be able to retrieve some of his eggs before they're all gone. So this is about stimulating his follicles so that he can harvest as many eggs as possible in 12 days' time.
Oh, that's so dirty.
Yeah, you're pretty dirty. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
And Thane is the first person at our clinic here in Ottawa that is doing this while on testosterone. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think also I haven't heard of another person on testosterone doing this. Okay.
This is needle number 1.
This is number 1. 450.
Do you want to hold my hand?
I can't because I have to do all this.
Do you want me to do it for you?
No. Okay. God, no. I love you, but no. Not like this.
Okay, I will be here.
So. I need to keep this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It hurt coming out.
Yeah?
Because I like tipped it a bit. Oh, I don't like shots. It's like, you know, like a vaccine or like, you know, the Hep C one that you get on your arm and then you can feel the bump and it hurts. That's what this is like, and this is going to be twice
a day.
Well, no, once a day, just 2 shots. But we're done. Yeah. Survived. Still have my beard. You know, nothing fell out. Now I just have to clean all this shit up.
For me, as someone who's not had to take any injections whatsoever, is I was like, I felt really bad that you like had to go through all of the different poking.
There were only 2 pokings.
that's a lot. That's more than enough. And then I was scared because, like, it hurt when one of the needles was coming out. I think Scotch was really nervous because he was, like, laying by the bathroom, and I think he would, like, knew that, like, something was going on, and he was just like, no, human.
Yeah.
Why are you poking yourself? What are these things you're injecting?
I was pretty nervous. I definitely had I can still feel, like, the adrenaline. I think I talked about this a little bit. Mm-hmm. About, like, I know that this is good in terms of something that we want. And I can, like, think about this in a very logical manner. But then also thinking about it in relation to how hard I've worked to, like, get on testosterone and, like, medically transition, or just, like, various things I've been working on in my life, and, like, understanding like, my mental health in relation to hormones, and this is just this great unknown, and there isn't really anything out there to be like, I've tried this is the effects for me, even though it might not be the same for you. And so that's one reason why I really want to share this, and I really want, like, this is pretty scary for me as well, because a lot of things I talk about away from myself, even though I'm sharing my life. But this just seems very, like, intimate and vulnerable. Mm-hmm. Yeah, how do you feel about sharing it? And, like, sharing this journey?
I think it's helpful for anybody else that might be thinking about doing this.
Yeah.
And, like, might want to know that there's an option to go through this process and to not have to go off of testosterone. Mm-hmm. So I think that no matter the outcome, like, I think it's helpful for folks that are in those positions.
Yeah. Yeah, so this was day 1. I have to do this for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days, and then Monday I go in for blood work.
And would it be an ultrasound?
And an ultrasound. So day 2.
What's the date today?
Today is the 7th.
Yeah, I think it was like, it sucked that I could see that it really hurt and it was stinging you.
Mm. Well, it didn't really hurt. It was just like sting, and now it just feels uncomfortable because there's these, like, 2 liquids in my belly because it's subcutaneous, and so I just have to, like, wait for it to disperse. I don't know if it's because I have a cold or, like, because I'm a little sniffly that I can't tell if I'm getting headaches because of it. My head is just kind of congested. But I have been having, like, lower back pain, kind of like the 4 warnings of cramps.
Yeah.
But that hasn't been too bad. It's just, like, uncomfortable. I don't think I've been moody.
No, you haven't been.
Well, you haven't been home.
That's true. I have been at work.
You've been at work.
The weekend will be a test.
It is what it is. I'm doing the...
Does it feel heavy?
It doesn't feel heavy. Like, right now, it just feels like I can feel the sting. Especially on the second one, the Luveris. I feel the sting from where I just did the shot. But it doesn't feel heavy.
Okay.
And it just feels like I can't really... but it feels like I can't really flex my abdomen muscles because there's stuff there. And it's hard, like, when you're doing it and you have to breathe, and that means that you're moving your belly and stuff, so I have to, like, figure out how to time my breathing to when I do it. And I feel like that will decrease the sting,
because then it's not like wiggling around and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I finished my first pen of Gonal F, and
How many pens do you have left?
I have one more because they only gave me enough for
until Monday.
Yeah, it's for 4 days, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because Monday I go in for an ultrasound and more blood work, and after that, there's one could change the dosage of the Gonal F and Luveris, and potentially be adding in a third, which is Cetratide.
Cetratide.
And so that's just all dependent on how my body has responded to this 4-day cycle of Gonal F and Luveris. But yeah, I feel good.
You're halfway through the 4-day journey.
I know, but I think it's hard just knowing the things I can't do, and it's hard because like I would typically just like take like a Tylenol, cold and sinus, and I can't. And so I'm just drinking a lot of vitamin C, which is good for my body, but it's not great for my patients, and the fact that I really hate being sick. Yeah.
You sound a lot better.
Thanks.
So I think you're on the up and up.
I feel like I am. I think I'm just gonna will myself to be on the up and up.
As I clean up here, I'll talk a little bit about how I've been feeling. 4 days, and when I was being taught how to do the injections, the nurse had said that I would possibly headache, possibly mood swings or mood changes. These are hormones I'm putting into my body, and the thing is that nobody really knows how it will react to me being on testosterone, and also how will it react in just like my body. That's the thing with hormones. There's some like universal possible reactions, but there's no like personal, like unique, like, oh, this is the way it's going to manifest in you. And so coming into this, I've been very I don't know if I would say anxious, but I've been wary. I've been worried about what it would mean, even if it's not necessarily the impact of the hormones, but more of the like mental aspect of knowing that this is what I'm putting into my body, and how that may just affect my mental health, because it's always just a great old mind fuck. And so the past 4 days, I have to say that I haven't really been I haven't been getting headaches. I don't feel the changes. I don't feel a change in my mood or anything like that. I feel like that has stayed pretty steady. No impacts based on these. What I have been feeling is like for a couple hours after I do the shots, I've been feeling just some pain and just tightness in my lower back area, which is, for me, it reminds me of cramps during menstruation, like coming into menstruation. So that hasn't been fun, but it hasn't been anything like super painful or like it's very mild, I would say. Yeah, I feel like we've been talking a lot in the bathroom this past couple days. I am still very excited. I'm excited for the possibility that, you don't necessarily have to go off testosterone. The scenario that I want is to be able to stimulate my follicles, to retrieve eggs, to freeze them for a later date for my partner to be able to carry a pregnancy. And so being able to do this and not go off testosterone is really exciting, and it's just for me it feels like I can just be like great old fuck you to all those like doctors out there that they don't know anything, and they have no desire to pursue research or to try things or to try to do fertility, healthcare, reproductive work in a gender affirming way, with an understanding of a trans understanding and a positive understanding, and thinking about how can we make this process of fertility, of reproduction, not transphobic and not shitty for a trans person. So I'm excited that I can share this with you. So thank you. Thank you for listening and following along. Okay, so it is day 5. It's 3 o'clock right now. I just got a phone call from the doctor. You know what? Let's back up. So this morning at 8:30 a.m., went into the doctor for an ultrasound and some blood work. It looked really great, the ultrasound. It was an internal ultrasound, so that's when they can see the ovaries, and so they were looking at the different follicles and measuring them to see how far along in this process I was and how I was responding to the luvaris and the gonal F. So I've been responding really well. There were 7 on my right ovary that was past the 9mm measurement, and then 11 on my left ovary. And so my doctor wants me to do 2 more days of the gonal F and the luvaris, just to try to mature them a little bit more, maybe even get a couple more matured. And there was about 20 and 24 that were under that 9mm mark, and the follicles, sacs that they saw. And so that's really fantastic, but they also don't want to overstimulate me as well. So I just got a call, and this was to know whether or not I should start something called Cetrotide, and that was based on my blood work. And so they said, yes, do your Cetrotide. So I'm doing it right now. Tomorrow, like from tomorrow onwards, I would need to be doing this before 11 a.m. in the morning. So this is what it looks like. Hold this right. So I should have 0.1 mil. So to the top of the sticker here, I'm just going to, and it's done. Okay, so that was day 5 on the gonal F and the luvaris. Started Sept something. Today I feel good. I haven't been feeling any of the symptoms they said I would really feel. After doing the Cetrotide, I did feel a little itchiness around there, and it did get a little red, but it went away. And I guess my lower back pain, other than that, I just, yeah, I feel like I'm carrying things in here. Right now, it kind of feels like 2 tennis balls-ish, maybe somewhere between a golf ball and a tennis ball, but it's nothing too bad. It's totally doable. Okay, 7:30, my alarm went off to do the Cetrotide, so I just did it, and it does take a little bit to like mix and all this stuff, and yeah, it's definitely stinging / itchy, but that was to be expected. They said there would be a local reaction, and it had something similar yesterday, so I'm not concerned. I'm feeling like large. I'm feeling like I'm carrying around 2 balls on my belly, and I can definitely feel it like laying down, getting up, and things like that. But anyway. So it's day 6 of gonal F and luvaris, and day 2 of doing Cetrotide in the morning. This is the first time I had to wake up for my 7:30 shot time, and it went fine. Today the big thing is that I feel it. You know, I feel like in here in my belly, I feel like there's 2 balls somewhere between a tennis ball and a softball size just rolling around when I'm. I could feel it when I was like laying down and getting up and just moving. I'm feeling the roundness here. I've been wearing these very comfy, large sweatpants. And that's been great, just not going outside. One thing that has really solidified for me today is that I definitely don't ever want to carry a pregnancy. I knew this before, but today, going through this process, I can for sure say like, this is as far as I ever want to go. Is like, you know, growing those ovaries super large, carrying all these potential eggs, and no further. Outside of that, again, I still have that lower back pain. The area that I did this area here where I did the Cetrotide this morning is a little swollen and tender to the touch, but again, it's not bugging me. Yeah, just getting used to this roundness and being okay with it. Yeah, learning my body is always like a day-to-day thing. Going through this process even more so. But day 6, I feel good. Tomorrow morning, I'm going in super early at 8 a.m. for another ultrasound and to hear more from the doctor as to the next steps. Again, this is uncharted territory in so many ways. Like, you know, you go for an ultrasound, you figure out what's the next 2 days, and you go from there and onwards and onwards. So it's always like a very personalized like protocol, even more so for me, right? Because there is no data about what does it mean to go through stimulating your follicles while still being on testosterone. And I can't imagine going through this and not being on hormones, or like having to wait, like go off hormones and wait for like my period and then go through that. I couldn't now. I can't imagine that right now. But yeah, day 6, feeling good, feeling strong, double thumb. Okay, so the morning of day 7, this has been a whole ass week, and I just did Cetrotide. This morning is tight. Got 15 minutes to get to my ultrasound appointment, and then I will know about the next steps. So welcome to day 7. So last week on Thursday I started. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, day 7. This morning I did a Cetrotide shot, and then I went in for an ultrasound, and they looked at things. They measured the various follicles. Everything looks good, and so I have 2 more days of gonal F, fluvaris, and Cetrotide to do, and then I'm going to be going back in. They have decreased my dosage of gonal F a little bit to 300, so I have a pen for 300 here, and the fluvaris is staying the same. So we're just going to do those things. So this morning I had an ultrasound, and it is the last day that I have to do gonal F and fluvaris. This stuff. And this stuff. Which I'm super excited about. And then tomorrow I go in for some blood work, and tomorrow night I take my trigger. 36 hours later, they do the egg retrieval thing on me. And so that's super exciting. I'm excited that I've been able to go through this process. I'm very excited that today I got the all clear for moving ahead to get triggered and to schedule in the egg retrieval for Monday. I think tomorrow I'll talk more about the specifics of like the protocol of how everything is panning out. But I'm going to go back tomorrow morning, somewhere between 7:30 and 9, to get my blood work done. Just so that they can have a baseline for blood work before I do the trigger. But yeah, that's everything. I think this is, what was it? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So day 9. Wow. So we're out the door, 7:20. We got plenty of time. I'm feeling... I already took like a lorazepam and then this other like large antibiotic pill, so I feel pretty chill. But one thing I would always say is have a plan that you've made the night before. And then you can just follow the steps, and you don't have to stress, and you don't have to make decisions, because today's gonna be big enough as it is. How are you feeling today?
Good.
Alright, so we made it. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling like this is a really big thing. This is a really, probably very historic moment right now.
How so?
Well, we think, and we're fairly certain, that you're the only person that's going through this process while also on testosterone. So this is possibly history, possibly science in the making.
This is one of the rare times that a trans person knows that they're a guinea pig. I dig it. But yeah, we're at the clinic now, about an hour before I go under. They're not really gonna put me under.
No,
so,
you'll have some anesthesia.
Yeah. And we'll see. And hopefully my other recovering bedfellows are not transphobic.
Yeah.
It's exciting though. Gotta document this, you know? Now we're getting changed. You get scrubs. I get butt coats. You ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Here you go.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Okay, yes, so have a seat with me. Okay. And then what you're going to do is bring your legs around to the middle. Okay. I'm sorry, put that over your head. And then you can just scoot your bum down all the way. Do you want the calls to start? Let's do 3 days. You are. So, 2 milligrams per percent and 150 fentanyl per hit. And there's a list. Right, get rid of that hip. Sure. Seated over here, okay? So make sure you bring your bum all the way to the back of the chair because we're going to recline you. I have some warm blankets ready for you here. So this one is going to go right on your stomach, okay? And then this one's going to go. And then we're going to do some calls to start on the 20th. Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah.
It was what, 30 something?
Around 32. So,
21st, okay, noted.
20th.
20th?
Yeah. She said 3 days and today's the 17th.
Okay, sounds good. Sip some water. Any words?
It's done. I feel very comfortable.
It's a cool watch.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people, folks, friends, family,
Humans.
it's done.
It's done.
What was it like on your end?
It was cool to see
Okay.
how the doctor was, like, how the doctor was, like, actually taking out the fluid in the follicles,
Yeah.
and, like, to hear the egg count.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to tell everyone
Yeah,
that it
it's
was
what, 56 eggaroos.
56. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's so impressive.
that's how we do.
Yeah, everyone was super impressed, and I feel like it was probably more painful than you let on, but you put on a very brave face.
Yeah, I just feel like I have the cramps mother of all periods right now. It's not very delightful.
No.
Alright, I'm gonna go back to resting now.
Yeah.
We did it.
We did it. You did it.